Hey everyone, welcome back to the Marvel Champions matchup. Today we are going to be doing Sinister Motives. First play with Spider-Man Miles Morales and Gwen Stacy taking on Sandman. Um, so let's take a look at Spider-Man Miles Morales. He's got full recovery. He's a civilian. As a response to after you change to this form, you get to shuffle one Spider-Man card from your discard pile into your deck. He's got a hand size of 6 and hit points of 9. Gwen Stacy, she has a recovery of 3. She's also a civilian. And her action is yet to choose to either shuffle a ticket to the multiverse from your discard pile into your deck, or ready George Stacy, and that's limit once per round. She has a hand size of 6. And she has 10 hit points. I've had this now for about a week. Haven't had a chance to crack it open yet due to life in general, but I finally have free time, and so now I can go ahead and get this started. And from what I hear, this box has been really good, especially these two heroes that we now have. Let's take a look at Sandman. Sandman is a scheme of 1 and an attack of 2. He's a criminal, and he has a force interrupt called Sandblast when he attacks. So when he attacks you, that attack's going to deal indirect damage. If your identity takes any amount of damage you get from that attack, you have to resolve the Surging Sands ability on city streets. And he has 16 hit points, but because we're playing double-handed, he'll actually have 32 hit points. With his main scheme, Hapless Pedestrians, we'll have Sandman 1 and 2 because we're playing standard, just standard 1. We'll have a City in Chaos and the standard counter sets and one modular set, which is Down to Earth, which is the recommended set. And as the setup is going to search the encounter deck for City Streets environment, then you're going to put it into play and then place 4 set encounters on it. So we look for City Streets. There we go. So City Streets is an environment, and the Surging Sands is a special. So you get to place 1 sand counter here and discard cards from the top of the counter deck equal to the number of the sand counters here. And as a hero action, you can exhaust a character you control. So that's either your identity or your ally. And remove sand counters from here equal to that character's attack, and that's limit once per round per player. So we'll go ahead and place 4 sand counters on that. Then we'll flip this over. So it has a threat threshold of 9, will be 18 because of 2 players. It has a force response to after an acceleration token is placed on this scheme, you're going to deal 3 indirect damage to the first player. And if the stage is completed, then the players lose the game. And it'll start with 2 threat per player, so we'll start off with 4. And advance to 1 threat per player at the beginning of the villain phase, so we'll advance by 2. So we'll go ahead and draw our cards up. And then let's see, Spider-Man will get a double life, Agent 13, swing in, energy, another swing in, and a web shooter. Let's get rid of double life, and let's get rid of swing in, and then we will draw back up, giving us a government liaison and Jefferson Davis. Spider-Gwen, she has a phantom flip, what doesn't kill me, bait and switch. Across the Spider-Verse, George Stacy and web binding. So let's get rid of bait and switch. Let's get rid of what doesn't kill me. Yeah, that should be good. We'll draw up, giving us a return to favor and take it to the multiverse. So we'll go ahead and start this off with Spider-Man. Let's play 2 for Jefferson Davis, so he's the 2-call support. He's persona, he's shield, and has alter ego action. Exhaust Jefferson Davis to remove one threat from the scheme with least threat. So we'll start off, we'll exhaust him to get rid of one threat from the main scheme. And then let us flip over. Well, Spider-Man, so he's got 2 thwart, 2 attack, 2 defense. He's a champion, he's a web warrior. He's got Venom Blast, which is a special, so you get to deal 2 damage to an enemy and then stun that enemy. And he's got Spider Camouflage, which is a special to give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. So we'll go ahead and spend 1, 2 for swing in. So it's a thwart action. It's a 2-cost event. Remove 4 threat from the scheme. So we'll take off 3 because that's all that's left. And if we pay for this card using a mental resource, which we did with Government Liaison, resolve Spider-Man's Spider Camouflage ability. So we get to give Spider-Man a tough status card and confuse an enemy. So Sandman's going to be confused. And we'll end our turn there. As for Gwen Stacy, let's see, we'll spend 1 for George Stacy. So George Stacy is a 1-cost support. He's persona, events attached to George Stacy may be played as if they're in your hand. So exhaust George Stacy, attach 1 event from your hand face down here to a maximum of 3. So we will exhaust George Stacy, and we will put down across the Spider-Verse into him. Then we will do Gwen Stacy's action to take it to the multiverse and shuffle it from our discard pile into our deck. Then I also forgot to do this with Spider-Man, so we'll just exhaust him to take 2 off. Actually, no, we're exhausting this to do 2 damage to Sandman, so he's got 30. We will flip Gwen Stacy over to Ghost Spider, Spider-Gwen, or whatever you want to call her. 1 thwart, 2 attack, 3 defense. She's a web warrior, has dizzying reflexes. So as a response, you have to resolve or interrupt or a responsibility or on an event. You get the Ready Ghost Spider, and that's limited once per round. And let us exhaust her to get rid of 2 from City Streets. And then we'll play Return the Favor. So that is a 0-cost event. It's an attack action. So discard cards on top of your current deck until you discard Treachery. Reveal that Treachery and deal 5 damage to the villain. So right out the back, he's going to scheme. But he can't because he's confused. And then we deal 5 damage to the villain. So he's down to 25. Then we will end our turn there. So we ready our cards back up, and then we will draw up to our hand size of 5. So we'll get a Field Agent, Surveillance Team, Acrobatics, and Genius, and Spider-Gwen will get a Phantom Flip, Plan B, and Return the Favor. 5 cards there. Yep, we got 5 there. We got 5 there. So this will advance by 2. Sandman's going to attack Spider-Man, but we're tough, so we're not going to defend. So he will do 2 plus a boost. So a boost is to reveal this card. So Sand form, we get to attach to Sandman. And then when we deal any amount of damage to Sandman, we get to discard Sand form instead and resolve the Surging Stand's ability on the city streets. So our tough is gone. Then Sandman will attack Spider-Gwen. We'll defend, yeah, we'll defend. So he will do 2 plus 1, 3. Our defense is 3, so no damage is taken there. Then we get our encounter cards. Spider-Man will get a Sand Clone, so it's a minion. One scheme has X attack, but X is equal to the amount of Sand counters on city streets. Right now he has attack of 2 with 3 hit points. And when he's defeated, we're going to resolve the Surging Stand's ability on city streets. And Spider-Man was calling in favors. So when revealed, Rhino schemes with +2 scheme. If Rhino is not in play, search the encounter deck and discard power for a Rhino minion, put him into play, engage with you. And then shuffle your deck. So it looks like Rhino's going to come in. Sandman's going to have some backup with his boy Rhino. Here he is. So Rhino is a 0 scheme, 3 attack minion, 8 hit points. He's a criminal, he's elite. He has steady, so he requires 2 status cards of the same type to be stunned or confused. And Rhino's attack scheme, overkill, and piercing. So he's a nasty minion. And then the counter move over to Spider-Gwen. Let's see what she's going to do here. Let's do we'll spend 1 for Plan B. Plan B is a 1 cost upgrade, player under player's control, max 1 per player, and exhaust Plan B and discard 1 random card from your hand to deal 2 damage to an enemy. So that's what we're going to do. We've got 3 cards here. Let's go ahead and take our little D4. And a 3. So we're going to discard Phantom Flip. Do 2 damage to an enemy. So we want to do Rhino. Or get rid of that Sand form. Yeah, I think we'll get rid of that Sand form. So we'll go ahead and get rid of that and resolve City Streets. So that's going to go to 1 and discard 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to play Return to Favor. So discard card on top of the card deck so we get a Treachery and then reveal the Treachery and deal 5 damage to the villain. So there's the other Sand forms gone, and our Treachery is loose ends. When revealed, search the card deck, discard pile, set aside area, and remove from game area for a copy obligation. Reveal it during that reveal. If you change to alter ego form, you're going to discard 1 random card from your hand. If your obligation was not revealed this way, this card gains Surge. So we can look for Gwen Stacy's obligation now. So worry father. So getting Gwen Stacy player, search your deck, hand discard pile for George Stacy and set him aside. Attach the obligation to him. Exhaust Gwen Stacy as alter reaction. Exhaust Gwen Stacy and remove this obligation from the game and add George Stacy to your hand. So George Stacy is now out of play. And we're not getting them back until we go to alter ego. So we don't have to discard one card at random from our hand. That will be it for her turn. As for Spider-Man, let's see what we can do here. Let's go 2 for a surveillance team. So it's a 2-cost support. The shield uses 3 snoop counters. And exhaust surveillance team to remove 1 snoop counter from it. Remove 1 threat from the scheme. So we'll go ahead and exhaust that. Get rid of 2. Or get rid of 1. Knock it down to 2. So that's down to. Oh, we never removed any threat. So that's going to be fine now. So it was 2. So it's 4, so 4 with 1, so it should be 3 on there. Then let's do 1 for a web shooter. So just like Peter Parker's web shooter, you get 3 counters for a bottle resource. Then we'll exhaust that to spend 1. On our acrobatics, I'll deal 2 damage to an enemy, so we'll do it with the Sand Clone. He's not stunned or confused, so nothing else is going to happen. And then we'll just hit him again to get him out. And we're going to resolve Surging Sands, so it's going to go to 4. Discard 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn. So Gwen will get rub bracelet, jump flip, bait and switch, and genius. Miles will get double life, film love, government liaison, Homeland Intervention, and Dum Dum Dugan. Sandman, so this will advance by 2. We're going to go to 5. We'll defend. So he'll do 2 plus 0, so 2 damage, and those taken. Rhino will then attack, but we will play Genius for a web binding. So web binding is a 2-cost event requirement. You have to use mental resources, which we did with Genius. So as a hero interrupt when an enemy would activate, cancel activation. If the minion's activation was canceled this way, deal 4 damage to that minion. So we're going to deal 4 damage to Rhino. And because we played an interrupt, we get to ready Spider-Gwen back up. Sam is going to attack Spider-Man. Will defend. So he'll do 2 plus 2 is 4. We take 2 damage, so he's down to 7. It's indirect, so we can't split it anyway. And so it's gonna go do City Street, so we'll do 1. Discard 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get our encounter cards. And even though we're really bad, but. Spider-Gwen, we'll get Shadows of the Past, oh boy, so this is starting off good. Do I have anything to cancel that out? Nope. And Spider-Man here, anything to cancel that out? Nope. Shadow of the Past, so looks like Lizard is coming in. So the Lizard is a 1 skin 3 attack minion with 5 health. He's a brute and a creature. As a force interrupt when the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage from the lizard. And then his side scheme is regenerate research. As a force interrupt when the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage for each enemy, and it comes in with 5 threat. And then we take these remaining cards and shuffle them in the deck. Bit odd choice, the lizard being her Spider-Gwen's nemesis. I'm not that familiar with her, so except for watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which was a good movie. But it is what it is. As for Spider-Man, he'll get his obligation keeping secrets. So get the Miles Morales player, you can flip the alter ego to remove from the game, or discard Gatling Jefferson Davis from play, and neither was discarded this way. This Dark King Surge. So do we want to switch? Do we just want to get rid of Jefferson Davis? Nah. Ugh. Tough choice. Tough choice. I think maybe. Yeah, let's do it. Let's just go and get it out of here. Pass the token over. So let's see what we want to do. So we'll take Jefferson Davis off the lowest game. We'll have to take, well, it doesn't matter, both 5. So we'll do it off that. Knock that down to 4. We'll take a surveillance team. Knock it down to 3. Then let's go pay 1 for double life. So change your form if you pay for this card using a mental physical resource, which we did. Ready your identity. Then we'll spend 2 for government liaison. So 2 cost support. Persona shield. Exhaust government liaison to play a shield card from your hand, reducing its resource cost by 1. And then let's, oh boy, what do we want to do here? We gotta give, no, we'll hit Lizard for 2. want to do here? So as 4, he's got 4. I'm just exhaust, get rid of that. Down to 2. Actually, no. We'll spend 1 for bait and switch. Villains are going to attack, and then we get to remove 4 threat from the main scheme. So Sandman will attack, we'll defend. So he'll do 2 plus 3, that's 5, that's all indirect. So we take 2 damage, which means 1 will go on city streets. Solve this, so 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 4 crit from the main scheme, so that's down to 1. And then let's go plan B, get rid of that, deal 2 damage to somebody. Let's drop it on Rhino. End our turn. Drop back up. So we'll get web shot, global logistics, web shot, global logistics, and web shot. And Ghost Spider will get what doesn't kill me. Web bracelet, parental guidance, bait and switch, and jump flip. So when the villain phase begins, heal 1 damage for each enemy. So same as a 26, Rhino and Lizard. This goes to 3. He'll take Spiderman, will defend. So he'll do 2 plus 1 is 3, takes 1 damage. Good old city streets is going to get 1. So that's up to 7 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's it for that. No more acceleration token. Deal 3 indirect damage to the first player. Spiderman is going to take another 3 damage. So he's down to 3. Oh, our lizard has heals off another damage because begin the villain phase. So he'll move over to Spider Gwen. will defend. So he'll do 2 plus a boost, so a stand form. Will take no damage. And then Rhino will attack for 3, but we will spend 1 for jump flip. So when we take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage. So you only take 1 damage, so we're down to 7. And if we pay for this card using an energy resource, which we did with parental guidance, we have to move 2 threat from the main scheme. So that's down to 1. And because that is a hero interrupt, we get to ready. And then Blizzard's going to attack for 3. We'll block. Take all this in. Not take any damage. Counter cards. Spider-Man will get now or never, so it's peril, so we can't have any help. When reveal, place 1 acceleration token in the main scheme is also carried to control and spend a resource of any type. Spider-Man is already exhausted, so I imagine we could just spend 1 resource, because that's what we want to do. If anybody thinks I can't, just put acceleration token on the main scheme. Let me know. But as far as I know, you can play the cards as much as you can. So that's what I'm going to do. So we'll spend a resource of any type. And then as for Spider-Gwen, she gets a common criminal. So it's a 0 scheme, 1 attack minion with 3 health, and it gains surge. It's an alter ego action. Spend a physical resource and deal 3 damage to common criminal. And if this minion is defeated this way, you get to choose either draw a card or move 3 threat from the side scheme. And surge, we have to draw another card. So Sand Smash. So when reveal is a hero, Sandman attacks you +1 attack. And we can't defend, so he's going to attack for 3, +1 is 4, so we're down to 3. And he gets to resolve the Surging Sands again. So we're up to 8 now. Shallow Pass is gone, so that's alright. And that's that. We get to move the player token over. Let's go ahead and spend 2 for what doesn't kill me. So I have to pay using a physical resource, which we did with Web Bracelet. And heal 2 damage for your enemy. Heal 2 damage for your hero and the ready hero, so she's up to 5. And we get the ready her back up. What are we going to do here? We need to get rid. We need to get that city. We need to get that city streets down for Surging Sands. So that's starting to get too much. We'll hit 2. We'll do 2 on Rhino. Spider-Man. Let's go Surveillance Team. That's gone now. Get that down to 2. exhaust web shooter. And a web shot to play. Web shot to deal 4 damage to an enemy. And if you pay for this card using a energy resource, which we did with the web shooter, because it's a wild, we get to resolve Venom Blast. So 4 damage to an enemy. We need. Let's get Rhino out of there. And then with Venom Blast, with 2 damage to enemy and stun him. So Rhino's gone. You know what? We'll do that. Gotta resolve City Streets. So up to 9 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Which this sucks. Those we have no allies in place so far. We have pulled no allies except for Agent 13. So yeah, that's bad. So they did that, and then he gets stunned. And that is about all we can do. Before we do that, flip over both of them. Then we'll end our turn. So we'll draw up. She'll get Web of Life and Destiny, Ghost Kick. It doesn't kill me. Plan B. Strength. Say 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Spiderman Miles, which is useless. And then we'll get a Ravix, Field Agent, and Garzon, it's 5, and Homeland Invention is 6. So beginning of villain phase, heal 1 from everybody. So he's at 27. And then this is going to go up to 3, so that's 4. And then Sandman will scheme for 1 plus another 1, so scheme for 2. Those are schemes for 1. Common Criminal doesn't scheme. And then Sandman will scheme again for 1 plus 2 is 3. Counter cards. We need to turn this around because this is getting out of hand. City Streets is a killer. Well, it's not that bad. You let it ramp up, it'll kill you. You imagine doing this with Electro. That will be, with Power Drain, will be so bad. So yeah, run this with Power Drain, and as for extra fun, just use Scarlet Witch to see how quick this deck burns through. It'll be ridiculous. Dirt Trap, so it comes with 1 as Crisis, and when it's defeated, we get to resolve the Surging Sands ability on the City Streets twice. Spider-Man, you get the Common Criminal in that surge, so we have to draw another one. And then we get Sandstorm, so plays indirect damage among players where X is equal to the number of sand counters on City Streets. If there are no sand counters on City Streets, play 3 sand counters on it and shuffle this card into the counter deck. So we have to split 9 damage between 2 people. Yeah, so well, indirect. So we can't. So Miles is going to take 2 because he's down to 1, and then Gwen's got to take the other. So now they're both down to 1. Oh boy. Pass the token over. And the reason you can't kill them off because indirect damage, you can't kill them off with indirect damage. So at least they're still in the game for a bit. Let's go ahead and take Jefferson Davis. Exhaust him to get 1 off of regenerative research. We have Young Love. No, we don't. So after change this form, we can shuffle one Spider-Man deck into the discard pile of your deck. I probably missed that last one. So we'll go ahead and put a web shot in there and shuffle it up. Now let's take Homeland Intervention. So there's also 3 shield cards you control and choose a scheme to remove 2 threat from that scheme. So it was also Government Liaison. We'll get rid of that regenerative research. Let's go ahead and recover for 4. So up to 5. We'll spend a physical resource to deal 3 damage to the common criminal, and then move to draw a card or remove 3 threat from a side scheme. So we'll draw a card. We'll get strength. Let's flip over. Let's go 2 for web shot. So deal 4 damage to an enemy. And then 4 damage to an enemy if you play for this card using a energy resource result Spider-Man's Venom Blast ability. But we didn't. So we'll go ahead and do this instead. Let's go exhaust after 1. And then let's use Government Liaison for the other. Then we use web shot. Now we can use it. So we'll do 4 on Sandman, so he's on a 23. And then with Venom Blast, we'll do 2 on Lizard and stun him. Then let's do 1 for right in the back, deal 2 damage to an enemy. So we'll do 2 to Sandman. And if he has a stun stats, which he does, deal 3 additional damage to him, so he's down to 18. And if he's confused, deal another 3 damage, but he's not. So that's that. That's all we can do there. Alright, with Gwen Stacy, let's go ahead and exhaust Gwen to get rid of this obligation. And George Stacy's back to her hand, but Across the Spider-Verse goes bye-bye. Let's go plan B to take care of common criminal. draw a card. Let us flip over. We'll do 2 for what doesn't kill me. We have to use a physical resource with the heal damage for a hero when they're ready. Let's go 1 for George Stacy. Fort for 1. Get rid of Dirt Trap. Preserve Salt in the Sands twice. So we'll get another acceleration token, I'm sure. So we're up to 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we'll get another acceleration token. 3 indirect damage to the first player. So Miles is down to 2. Now we'll get resolved again. So we're up to 11. Yeah, you don't get that. City Streets under control, man. You are going to burn through this deck like there's no tomorrow. And not having any allies on the table really hurts too. So 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So use the basic power. We'll spend 2 for Ghost Kick. So after Ghost Fire deals, use the basic power to do with Thwart, deal 6 damage to an enemy. So we'll go down to 12. And then we get to ready. And then we have got to get City Streets under control. So we'll exhaust to get rid of at least 2 of these. That will be our turn. So Miles will get nope, wrong deck. Gankily, Global Logistics, Surveillance Team, and Power Within. And then we will get Ticket to the Multiverse and Energy, Spire UK, Web Binding, and Jump Flip. So we'll go 4. We'll mix that 5, so we're up to 8, 11, 14. Sandman will attack when he's stunned. There's no minions. Sandman attacks Ghost Spider. But I will Finn. Now let's see, he'll do 2 plus 1 is 3. There's no damage there. stunned, so he's not going to attack. Then we get encounter cards. Miles gets an assault, so Bill's going to attack him. Yeah, we'll spend 2 for web binding. So when an enemy would activate, we're going to cancel the activation. So yeah, so that's not going to happen. Then she gets a Sand Smash, so when revealed as a hero, Sandman attacks you with +1 attack. Oh, it's an interrupt, so we get to ready back up. Attacks a +1 attack, so 3. We'll defend. So then she'll do 3 +1 is 4. We will spend energy for jump flip. So take any amount of damage, prevent 2 of that damage. So we prevent the damage, and then we use the energy resource. So move 2 threat from the main scheme. And 1. However, we cannot use that dizzy reflexes again. So pass token over, and then we can't ready him up. So she has no cards, so she's not going to do anything. Spiderman, what do we want to do? Let's go. Two for gameplay. So it is exhausting to draw a card for a hero form. Choose one, discard 1. So we'll exhaust and choose a web shooter. We'll discard a global logistics. We'll spend 1 for a web shooter, and then we'll exhaust web shooter for power within. So power within is an upgrade. After a hero uses a base of power, discard power within to resolve Spiderman's Venom Blast ability. So let's hit Sandman for 2, 10, and then Venom Blast. We'll put 2 on the 2 more on Sandman and stun him. That's turn. So ready. So we'll go 2, 3, 4. That's 5. So 16. Sandman stuns, so he's not going to attack. Oh, Lizard gets the heal damage. Oh, she's we never drew back up, so we'll get Plan B, Silk, Pirouette and Punch, return the favor, and we'll get Spider-Woman, Defense Mechanism, Homeland Intervention, Sky Destroyer, and Ghost Shot. So Sandman will do 2. We will lock. 2 plus 2 is 4. Take 1 damage. Which means City Street's going to go off again. To 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh boy. And then Liz is going to attack for 3. Can't defend. Nothing else I can do with my hand, so Sprite wins out of here. Spiderman. Now 2. Defend 2. No damage there. No minions. Counter card. Sandstorm. Add his game. So yeah, take it out this time, but it's a really good scenario. It's really fun, especially like I said, run Sandman and use Power Drain or Electro and see how fast that deck burns through. So that might be something to think about one of these days to play. So other than that, that's the video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Don't forget that share button. Until next time.